Hi team, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here. I am so excited to give you a brief update. I haven't really done any updates for a while, so let's talk quickly. I'm Melissa from melissavsfibromyalgia.com. I am the author of Pregnancy and Fibromyalgia and Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia, and I have two Facebook groups, and I am in the middle of launching two courses. We have Mindfulness for the Chronic Life and Fibromyalgia 101 Foundational courses. I am a fibromyalgia and mindfulness coach, and I am passionate about helping other people thrive despite fibromyalgia like I do. So I am a mama with 3, 5 and under. I just managed to get my hair cut for the first time in over a year. So that was really exciting for me. The baby is at the carer with the 2-year-old for his second morning ever, which is really exciting. He is breastfed. He feeds a lot, so I've had hardly any breaks from him, and he still gets up quite a lot in the night. Last night he was up every 1 to 2 hours, which is fun times. We went to the doctor yesterday and we've got a little bit of medicine to help him with some constipation issues, which I didn't think was a thing in breastfed babies. And once we've got that going, we are going to be looking into whether or not he has any allergies going on. So we've got a partially hydrolyzed formula to try, just so that when I'm feeding him food, like trying to make him porridge and that sort of thing, I can put that in, because he's nursing so much I can't make any extra milk for that. And so we'll see how that goes for him. The 5-year-old is quite settled in at school now. He's doing well. The mornings are difficult, but we get there. 2-year-old's just pottering along as usual. He's learning fast every day. It's so sweet to watch. And I am also just pottering along. So I feel like I'm doing really well for someone who's surviving on so little sleep. I have been hustling to get, first I got the Fibromyalgia 101 micro courses all up. So there's 6 micro courses. There are 2 to be finalized, but basically the entire package of 6 micro courses is just $49 US. And at the moment there's actually a very special deal for the first people who purchase by June 1 get a free one-on-one coaching session with me to go through whichever of those 6 key areas are most important to them at that time. Those 6 key areas are knowledge, sleep, pain management, central nervous system, fatigue and pacing, and perpetuating factors, particularly normal human needs. So those are very exciting. I'm so excited to have that available at last. It's all been kind of in my head, and I go through these things in my books, but actually putting it out there and saying, okay, this is the 6 key areas and this is things we can do, and knowing that if you improve those 6 key areas, that you must improve your quality of life, is just so exciting. That's the framework that I have followed and the framework that I use when I talk with people. And also the mindfulness for the chronic life has been so exciting, because I am such a big fan of mindfulness, and I meditate every single day and have done for nearly 5 years. And I think the central nervous system is a very large part of our fight. So having a course specifically for that is so exciting. I am 3 weeks into the content creation. It starts on June 1, and I'm keeping myself a few weeks in advance of content, which is so exciting, and I'm so happy to share it with people and to give them the tools to start trying it as well. The myofascial pain syndrome actually is the thing that is kind of troubling me the most. So it's very cool to actually know about it. I've only known about it for a couple of years. If you've followed my story at all, you'll know for a long time everything was thrown in the fibro basket. And then we found out that actually there is a real reason for the neck and shoulder pain and troubles and the severe headaches that come. It's trigger points. And so at first we were working on those trigger points, but now I've been doing a heap of research, and I'm finding that some perpetuating factors, which actually have a lot in common with the fibromyalgia perpetuating factors, but they kind of stop treatment from working. So there are certain things like nutrient deficiencies which can stop the muscle being able to relax and stay relaxed. So I can keep having the trigger point treatments from my physiotherapist, who is excellent, but apparently it's not going to make a difference until I tackle these. So some of the key ones, which I will go through, I'm going to put out a myofascial pain syndrome 101 foundational course to kind of add to the list, because I feel that that is very important. Myofascial pain syndrome is one of the top two most common pain conditions. The first obviously is fibromyalgia, and they often coexist and they often misdiagnose as each other. It's tricky. But some of those perpetuating factors are lack of vitamin D, lack of the B vitamins, lack of iron, which is kind of a thing for me, lack of magnesium, which is a thing for lots of us, and also looking at thyroid issues. So having subclinical thyroid results, or kind of low of normal, because the normal range is old and big. For a lot of these deficiencies, what we're finding is that a lot of people who are symptomatic and low of normal can benefit from treatment. So I'm actually taking some research to my doctor today, and we're going to do some new blood work because I haven't had any done since before both of my youngest two children. So those results are quite old, but we're just going to have a check-in. We're going to make sure that my iron levels are optimal. We're going to look at those thyroid levels. We're going to look at those other nutritional levels and see what we can do about managing this, because I have put so many things in place. I'm sleeping better. My central nervous system is in a better state than it's ever been. I am walking. Yesterday I managed to do a walk that used to take me 30 to 35 minutes, and it was slow and it was painful, and I had a pain hangover for a couple of days. Yesterday I did it in 22 minutes and I did it well, and touch wood, so far I haven't got a pain hangover from it. So it's very exciting, and I'm so thankful for my results. But these trigger points, they persist, and I feel like if they are treatable, we should be treating them. So I am leading the charge on that with my research and going to the doctor about it, and obviously sharing what I'm learning as I'm learning. So this is all, I'm just reading and putting things in practice, watching YouTube lectures by doctors, all of that sort of thing, just gathering information. When I say researching, that's what I mean, gathering information. I mean reading books and watching YouTube lectures and just taking in all the information available. There's also a course on Coursera, which is a free open online thing. The University of Minnesota has a pain specialist. He's actually, I don't know if he still is, but at the time of recording, he was the head of the Myopain Society, the International Myopain Society, and he has a course about preventing chronic pain, but obviously there's a lot of good information about chronic pain conditions in there, and I've done 2 modules. One was on fibromyalgia and one was on myofascial pain syndrome. The myofascial pain syndrome was by far and away the best and most information I've ever seen about it. For something that's so prevalent, it doesn't have a lot of information and a lot of research, which is really frustrating because it is so debilitating. It can impact our lives all day, every day. It can impact our sleep, it can impact our work and our exercise and just everything. And yet it's treatable, especially if you catch it while it's still more acute. It's actually really easy to treat if it's more acute. Once it gets chronic, it becomes very difficult, and there's a lot of perpetuating factors, and they kind of, cycle as it does. So anyway, I would encourage you, if you've got any kind of symptoms like that, to look into it, delve deep, use the practices of mindfulness to really hone in on what's going on. Because for a long time I was saying, you're telling me that fibromyalgia doesn't have any physical reason for existing, yet I can feel exactly what's happening in these muscles, and my physio can treat it, even for a time, even if not perfectly, they can treat it and they can feel what's going on. And for so long I had this idea, and finally the myofascial pain syndrome was the answer to that. So if something doesn't seem right to you, look into it further, because that's been how I've made the most progress, is A, taking control, and B, pursuing things. So if you want to kind of use the principles of mindfulness for that, just check in with your body. Literally check in with your body quietly. Go somewhere, sit down, lie down, have a think and tune in. I know that we try to tune out of our pain and our experience, but tune in and see what's happening and look in depth. See what is happening where and what might be causing it, and if there's anything you can do that might be able to help calm it down. Definitely look into using your breath. Your breath is an amazing mechanism to help you calm the central nervous system, and calming the central nervous system has so many flow-on effects like sleep, general relaxation, and just so much more. So that's where I'm at the moment. I will let you know how it goes with the doctor. If you're curious about the baby stuff, let me know and I can update you on that. I'd love to hear where you're at, if you've got myofascial pain syndrome, or if you have another illness which you finally figured out was interacting with the fibromyalgia and managed to treat that better and then made a difference. I'd love to hear about that. If you are curious about those courses, I'll put links below. If you get in before June, I will have that complimentary session with you to go through your area of choice. And don't forget that you can pick up my books on Amazon, and I can put the link below for you. So it depends how you prefer, whether you would like things to be in book form, whether you would like an interactive course, whether you want one-on-one. And do come along to the Melissa versus Fibromyalgia Facebook group. We are chatting there about living with fibromyalgia. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below. If you like these videos, please like this video and subscribe.